Alright everyone, welcome back to the Combustion Gamer YouTube channel and the newest team for Florida Racing. That's right, Florida Racing in the NHRA Speed for All. Is this game any better than when it initially released? Not really, unfortunately. There's still quite a bit of hand-holding that still goes on, which is probably the biggest complaint from this game. But I must say that the speed factor and how loose and swirly the cars are is still very much a thing, and it's definitely pretty neat. There's definitely a few graphical errors here and there, and definitely the absence of actual licensed brand cars is certainly an issue with the game. But other than that, it's not terrible. It's pretty good. So, luckily, $7 worth, absolutely. Great game. So far, we've got ourselves our team starting up here. Season 1, Week 1, we're in the morning. And we've got our SRT Challenger right there in the garage as we're working on our car, testing it out and stuff. So, let's check out the garage. We got all of our parts, which is very reminiscent. Very reminiscent. Parachutes and all that, so you can see what we currently have. But yeah, very reminiscent of what I would say is SRX the game, the monster style game career mode. Very reminiscent of that. We got our store here, and currently we got a decent power engine in there. We're doing a manly engine, so we got that currently in there. We could switch out to an FVP or a Mazzer, I believe is what that is, but I think we're good with what we got at the moment. We also got gearbox options that we could upgrade to. We've got aspiration that we could upgrade, body kits, etc. So lots of different stuff in here that we could potentially work on doing. So this has got speed and grip, but then this also has speed and balance, which is pretty cool. So different things there, which is pretty cool. And of course we can always go in and sell some of our extra parts that we might have lying around, so that's kind of nice to be able to have. Currently we've got two different paint schemes we can use. I think we're using the top line 2 right there, so not bad. And obviously we can go through like parachutes and stuff, and we can change those up here. I think see if we can get a shot of a yeah, we can change up our parachutes. Sweet. Also hauler, we're currently working on getting some different hauler previews here, but that would be like the different previews and stuff right there, which is pretty neat. So that's pretty cool. Nice customization for sure. And then of course racing suits, we haven't finished any of these yet, but we can unlock those and of course go through and customize our colors. So that's all pretty cool. So that's what we got going there. Going on to the team side of things, store customization. So kind of all the same thing once you get into there, customization and stuff. So we kind of know what we're doing. Rookie driver, rookie team owner, haven't done this before, but I think we've got the basics down. So I think what we're going to do now is head out to our first event of the season and see what we can do in the NHRA. Alrighty, so I like the cutscene. So this I hadn't delved into this because I wanted to wait until you guys were along for the championship season, or first, hopefully. And I gotta say, the cutscenes at the track pretty cool. You get that nice morning vibe for day one of like qualifying. So very nice. I like that. That feels very true to feel. We got Lucas Oil Products on board. Florida Race Machine, glad to have them aboard. Of course, sponsors of Kyle Busch, so nice to have those guys with us. So we can head to the garage. Nice. Okay, so we do have time limits of how long we can switch stuff. That's cool. Alright, we got all of our different drivers here that we're going to be racing against. There, of course, is technically our guy, which is us. We're racing. I'm not sure who that guy is, but he's supposedly in the car. I don't think he is, but there he is anyways. But yeah, we got that going on. We got event test and all that stuff. We got start race, or we could skip the test race. So if we wanted to do that, we're going to definitely test out for our first race of the season. Definitely get some feel for what we got going on at the track. So career mode has far better cutscenes than just a quick race, by the way. So if you haven't seen this game before, the cutscenes far more in depth for career, definitely more TV-like than what you got going on otherwise. So that's pretty cool.
That's right, folks. It's the start of another NHRA Campbell drag racing event, and we're so happy to have you here to take any action.
Alright, so for the initial burnouts and test of the car, I do like to be able to use the outside cam. Also, you got the nice camera angles and stuff. Beautiful looking race car there. Awesome. Alright, so let's go ahead and roll forward here and do a little burnout. Try not to break anything. So definitely cool morning. So we gotta take that into account. We do currently have very little power compared to what we would have. Our other guy's all ready to go, looks like. So let's shift back into gear. So as I said, this is the thing, you do have a lot of hand holding that's going on. So let's shift on into the inboard cam. Looks like we're pretty straight as far as I can tell. Going up there and staging. And I do like that you can hear the announcers and stuff. Very realistic. Up, and I did forget. Ooh, crash.
One car has crossed the center line, and that'll be it for them in this race.
Ooh.
That small moment caused a loss of control, and the car ended up touching the wall.
So I forgot, you have to shift in these cars. So I gotta look up what buttons I gotta do to be able to do that with. So let's see what happens here. So I gotta remember what buttons I gotta use for shifting. So we're gonna have to look at that here in a second. But we'll watch the replay and see what on earth happened here. Other than me not knowing what I'm doing, which is very likely. Yep, so definitely got swirly there, so that wasn't helpful. So I'm gonna back up. Oh, seemed like we were pretty straight to moi, but we'll have to find out. So that one guy, he's really fast, already back up to the line, ready to go. So obviously cool morning, so tires didn't get those 40 warmed up, and also did not shift. So I gotta double check right after this replay here what happened. We'll get our view switched up here. There we go. Hide that and find out what happened. So we definitely need to do power upgrades to the car, but yeah, it just got absolutely swirly there.
Neither driver was able to cross the finish line on this run.
Oh, what did that other guy do then? Anyways. So lots of hand holding is definitely what you can see kind of goes on. So now let's head to the garage. Let's see, broken. So we need to repair that. Definitely need to repair that. And repair that. And I think it looks like we got aerodynamics are not the best. See if we can repair that. We can, okay. Parachutes looks fine. We are working on everything else look like to get done. Alright, there we go. Yep, that looks better. Alrighty, very good. And so you see you only have so many time slots to fix what on the car, so that's pretty cool. Alrighty, so I think we are good to mosey on here. See if we can do another test race here. And we're going to do forfeit race weekend. Nope, that's not what I need. I need to see what buttons I have for the controller. By the way, beautiful looking race truck there. I love that. Alright, hold on. I will look it up while we watch the cutscenes here. Let's see if I can't find the controls for this game, because I can't remember what button I hit for shift. Alright, I think we figured it out. So let's try this again here with another test race. We'll open later on into the morning.
Oh, it looks like the driver in the right lane didn't heat their tires enough.
Yep, definitely did not heat the tires up enough, unfortunately. We got a little bit of heat into them, which is better than what we had before. But still, not the best. Alrighty, now we got that right there, I think. So we're going to try this again here, and we now have the button for shift. Hallelujah.
We've seen these two drivers in close competition with one another in the past. Will it be another close race to the right lane drivers who work around on full tires? That could cost us some time. The sound line has been crossed by one of our competitors. That's a DQ.
Yep. Yeah, we need to fix that.
That came right down to the wire.
So we're back to that. Now let's try and head back out to the racetrack here and hopefully get these tires warmed up. We're having issues with that because I think we need more engine power is the problem. There we go. Now we actually got tires that are warmed up. Hallelujah. Alright, we'll see how this works. And hopefully this will work much better. So warmed up tires, decently warmed up. Slowly rolling in. Also a beautiful race car right there.
This is just about to kick off down track, and it's going to be a close contest. Let's get down to the action. And the left lane takes it.
We're actually able to do it that time, which is sweet. Alright, well that's definitely improvement over what we were doing. So we didn't do very good, honestly. We're pretty low on the totem pole there. Alright, let's see what we got. We didn't crash anything this time, so that helps. Definitely work on our engine. And we definitely need to work on our gearbox there. There we go. Alright, so we can really do a lot of repairs and stuff, which is pretty cool. Definitely, tires should be hopefully good. And go to our next race, which is in the evening here. Let's see if we can't replicate what we already did and be successful in that. I love that truck. That is a beautiful looking truck right there. Absolutely awesome. So, yeah, we gotta work on execution here. Obviously first time, so we're not expecting the best of best, but still, we'd like to be competitive slightly. There we go. I'm going to shift first gear. Alright, we did much better that time. We still need something to work on. So we'll get the ride-on cam here. Be able to chase ourselves with the drone. We'll follow along here, see how we do. But luckily that time we did get our tires warmed up far better than we had previously, so that has certainly helped. Right along with drone cam here. Yeah, we just need more speed somehow. Somehow just need more speed. Nice parachutes, though. Really nice parachutes. Alright, so things to work on. Continue to work on, and that is going to be some speed. That is for sure. Definitely got to work on some speed and torque. Alright, so I believe this is our final qualification round. Also, beautiful looking truck once again. Love the paint schemes on those things. Beautiful looking truck. Awesome. But now we got a night run, so we'll see if the car's any happier. We do have some damage to the engine that we weren't able to repair. So we'll see how that works. Absolutely not, but we're going to make it work here, hopefully. Back end, the inside came here. We get a pretty nice long line there. Still drawn on board.
The end of another race weekend, and what a race weekend it was. We'll be talking about this one for a long time to come. So long, folks.
Yep, blew up the engine. Alright, so ultimately we didn't qualify for Sunday, which was definitely an issue. So now we're back at the shop, and you can see where we're at with the car. We got $25,000 now in the bank. We did gain some experience, and I think we got R&D going on here. So let me see what we've got being accomplished here. Alright, so there we go. We got 2 class R&D in progress. Okay, that's interesting. So we can work on doing some class R&D progress for our team as well. But currently, we've just got some R&D working on our top speed and engine. So working on that for the car. We're going to go to the store here and take a look at what we've got engine-wise. So currently we're using the cheapest engine that's out there, and we could upgrade some, but honestly those parts are pretty expensive for the amount of upgrades we're actually going to get. So it doesn't seem like we need to spend that much on moolah. So taking a look down here, we do have our gearbox. We've got the cheapest gearboxes out there. I think we can leave it there for right now. We could upgrade to Edelbrock, or I probably butchered their poor name, but those guys, the Big E group, we could potentially grab them and get ourselves some decent power. I'm actually for that, so we'll go ahead and purchase that part right there, start working on that. Let's see, we could get a Summit body upgrade as well, and get ourselves more performance from that, but I don't want to spend all of our money on that stuff. We do have the top-of-the-line parachute at the moment, although we could switch it out to get a better performance. Well, not better performance, but basically it wouldn't wear out as bad, so we could do that. We do currently have the best tires in the biz for the grip level, and gearbox, transmission. That would be expensive to upgrade that. So I think we're good at the moment. So we're going to make sure that our new aspiration here. Okay, how do we select pots? Hold on. Garage. Here we go. Alright. Make sure that our aspiration. There we go. Yep. Accept. So we got that included. So now we got some better top speed, and now we can go and sell this part here for a little bit of money, but I think we might hold on to that just in case. Let's go back to the store. We got $18,000 in the bank. We could upgrade our transmission, which was giving us some issues. So that could be a really good idea. We could get a balance setup, or we could get the defense setup, so it should be able to last longer. Currently we're at what? We're currently at 50, so we could upgrade our performance up to a 75 with the transmission. Definitely seems like it's a little bit on the sloppy side. 10,000 though, that's a lot of money to spend on that. Let's see, we do have body kit options that could give us some better aerodynamics there. I think we're going to keep it with where we are at the moment there. I think that's good. Look at the garage. Alright, so we've upgraded some parts here, so I think that's a good idea tuning wise. Taking a look here, we got ballast, we got weight, height distribution, we got steering speed. A lot of different options here. Front tire pressure, rear brake torque, front brake torque, okay. Differential, final drive. A lot of stuff that we could do to mess around with that. Plus also we can go to our test track as well, which I forgot that is a option. Let's see, save changes, load tuning profile. Can we do that? Super modified, okay, so that's what we got. Create, delete, close. Okay, cool. So we do have that we could go to. Alrighty, well, let's try. Because we need to make more money. So let's go to our next event here and see with a few upgraded parts if we can do any better. We're going to go to Tuscan Dragway. And temperatures look pretty cool, so we'll see how that works. Alrighty, so we went ahead and took out some downforce from the car. We're going to see if we can hopefully get a little more speed that way by taking out a little bit of downforce. And just see what that happens. Could make for a very loose race car, but something we haven't tried yet. So doing a little bit of setup work here as we wait for everybody to get ready to go. Here at Tuscan. Beautiful logo, by the way. Love that logo. That is an awesome one.
Make sure you've got your earplugs or earmuffs in for this next pass.
Get our engine started up here. We do have a new supercharger on the front for better top speed. And shifted into gear. A decent tire temp there, not too bad. Switch into our inside view. Slowly approach our light.
Even though this is a first-round race, I know that these two are going to give it absolutely everything.
Oh, we made it down pretty clean, so definitely like that. So let's say a little bit faster, a little bit better top speed, so that's certainly better. We need to do better reaction time.
Everything every time their wheels touch the drag strip. With this level of competition so far this weekend, who knows what we're going to see in the finals?
Alright, so we'll wait and see how we did here. We did a little bit of a better job. Much cleaner, so we finally got that cleaned up. We'll still make some mistakes on that, I'm sure, but we finally got a little bit of a cleaner start, which much better than wrecking it to the wall. Those guys have a nice sun canopy there. I'm sure they like that. Probably be nicer with some fans underneath, but still, much nicer. Let's see the nice lineup and go. Next upgrade will probably be transmission there. Just helps out with some speed. Yeah, we are just not getting any top speed ready. But we did run a much cleaner race, so definitely like how that's going on. See where that lines us up. Ooh, we did increase position, looks like a little bit better, so okay, we definitely like that. Test out everything in the garage. Everything looks really, really clean. Sweet. Okay, we're going to go to The next test race here. Keep working on the car. Excuse me. Back. Let's go to the next test race. There we go.
Looks like a little debris on the racetrack. We'll get that cleared up before our next race.
Alright, good to know. So they're working on a little bit of cleaning up on the track there. Rolling on forward here. Oh, shifting fist, you gotta do that. A little bit chillier on the tires that time by, but I think we can make it work here. Rolling on up. Yeah, I think we need a better transmission too, because it does seem like the shift's a little bit on the sloppy side. Also, my shifting, but still, just seems like input-wise, not the best. Alright, better reaction time.
Fantastic showing from these two incredible drivers.
Alright, decent. We might need to work on transmission timing or something. Looking at the lights, everything looks good on the dash. Okay, there we go. Much better on the reaction time. So obviously we're like a whole second and a half slower than he is, but he's got a lot more power, but still much better reaction time, so that's helping us out. Be able to make up some ground. I did a little more work on the gearing, so we should have a little bit longer of a gear. Hopefully now. We're going to have a little less torque, unfortunately, but we're going to try and see if we can get a little bit more top-end speed excuse me, out of the car, which currently we don't have. Love the lights. There we go. Line up here. That's a pretty car. I like these cars. Let's see what we can do. Slow in the start there. So honestly, I think we just need to torque the vehicle out of it now that I'm looking at it. Because we didn't reach our top speed that time. Let's take a look. Yeah, we were slower than we were before, so I think torquing it out would be best. Also, we were slow on the reaction time, so that's not helpful.
Hard to top that last race, but I am certain the drivers in the next round will leave it all on the...
Alright, going back in here, we definitely need to do a little repair on the old tires. So we'll swap tires. Everything else looks pretty decent, so we'll leave that at the moment. Gonna go back into this, and we are going to torquify this car to an inch of its life. There we go. And we're gonna see if that helps us out speed-wise. We're gonna go all the other way, just to get as much torque off the line as we can, because maybe they can mess up and we can get a win.
In case you were wondering, yes, the Wally Trophy is being had.
Decently warmed up tires.
It's the next round of action here, and the pressure is starting to ramp up. Down on track, the drivers are gearing up for the race.
Much better reaction time.
The driver in the left lane takes it in the end.
Alright, we had a much better, higher speed that time. Excuse me. So we did improve top speed with that. Yeah, there we go. Much, much better. And reaction time was excellent. We're still extremely slow compared to the competition, so we've got to keep on grinding on that.
Drag Race
So I'll watch this one and see what we got. Alright, I've got some repairs to make here. And we're going to head right back on out here. So we're heading into the evening, trying to get ourselves a little bit better. We got our parts repaired here slightly. This thing warmed up. Tire. There we go, there we go. Inside the cab we go. Nice slow roll approach here.
This next round is sure to be intense, with these two racers looking to advance even further into this weekend's competition.
Yeah, I think we need a better transmission.
An exceptional pass from both drivers, but unfortunately only one was able to move on to the next round.
Another pretty car. Looks good. Alright, so, yep, so we're doing a little bit more consistent on the time, so that's helping us out, but once again, we just got a lot more power that we need to be able to work on. Alright, so our first 2 weeks, not so good. Taking a look at what we got going on, we do have an upgrade to the engine, which is certainly nice, so that's an extra bit of power there that we didn't have before from our torque, so that's nice to have. Taking a look at inventory, we do have that extra engine down here, so we're going to go ahead and no, we don't need to do that, we need to sell that. Oh, I think we need to go to store here and then go to sell. There we go. We're going to go ahead and sell this, get some extra money from that, go to customization, store, there we go, garage. And we need to look at what we got happening right now. We got aspiration that's getting worked on. We could use to work on transmission. We definitely need to work on transmission. So I'm going to go ahead and start research on that. Get that going. Torque, aerodynamics, grip on the tires. We're going to have to keep on working on that. Currently we're full. We could start working on some R&D for some pro mods. But I think we're going to keep working on just this team right now and keep everybody focused at the moment. We do have $25,000 in the bank, so we are staying decent on the moolah. Could upgrade our engine now, and we're going to get a lot better power benefit than what we would otherwise get at the moment, so that's helpful. So let's see, $20,000 to be able to do that. It would be helpful to have more engine. But also, I think we really do need a transmission, though, so doing $10,000 for the transmission. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to get our transmission. Going to go to sell here. Alrighty, so that's going to be it for us on the first leg of our journey in the NHRA, guys. We're going to hopefully keep on working on this, but so far, it's slow. We're definitely slow. So we're going to have to keep on working on that, but we will bring it back next time as we head into week 3. As we continue to get our car ready for race day. So we'll see how we do with a newer transmission, and we got upgrades in the works. Anyways, that's it for us with Florida Racing in the NHRA. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.